guys, welcome to The Witch in Woods. Today it's myself and Gypsy presenting because she won't leave me alone. And you know, look at that, who can turn that cat away? Oh. Today I wanted to talk about curses and black magic and what you can do if you feel you've been victim of a curse or if somebody's put some black magic on you. I'm being forced to present this with my lucky black and white cat, and of course cats are very protective, so my first advice is get a cat. Honestly, they're great. They'll send away all those evil spirits, probably affection them to death. But what I wanted to say was, I'm cutting cat hair now. First of all, be sure that you are the victim of a curse. I mean, I think that's quite rare that somebody would go around cursing someone else. Although, in the witch community, there is that risk. There is always that potential for someone to become particularly malevolent and to seek you out as a victim. So we've got to admit that these things do happen. But I would say that quite a lot of the time, there is also the potential to jinx yourself and to be alarmed by somebody who says that you've got a black magic curse on you. So my first point is that a lot of psychics and false teachers and people who just want your money, really, they will enhance their own power and just bolster their own business, really, by saying to you that you have some kind of negative spirit attachment, or you have some deep family curse, or that there is some kind of evil, malevolent scheme and conspiracy against you, and that they are the only people who can help you, really, and who have the answers to your problems. And these are in all walks of life. You will find these kind of peddlers of fear. And I don't particularly like anyone who goes around stirring fear into people and saying that they can protect them in any way from a threat which actually has been manufactured and manipulated by themselves and then sold to other people in order to reap an income, really. So you've always got to watch out for those kind of psychics, healers, witches, and you'll find them online. You'll find them advertising, really, their wares, and they're just peddlers. They're just peddlers of sort of merchandise, and it's in their favour quite a lot of the time to tell you something like you've been cursed, or you have a negative spirit attachment, or you have an ancestral curse that only they can clear. So just beware of people like that who might be trying to just frighten you for the sake of a profit, basically. And a lot of things that you may, be told come along those lines as well. A lot of people want the guru syndrome, so they may be able to read your aura or, tell you something deep and dark about yourself. And quite a lot of the time, this is a bit of self-aggrandizement on their behalf. So, that aside, what else may lead you to suspect that you've been cursed or that you've got a jinx on you? Well, the obvious other solution is that in some way you're jinxing yourself. You may be going down a reality tunnel where you can't believe that anything will go right now because it seems to go wrong all the time. And this is a case of jinxing yourself in many ways. As you're believing it, Gypsy, calm down. As you're believing it to be so, then it will manifest to prove you right in reality. And this is kind of a reality tunnel that it's quite easy to get into. It's quite easy to believe that everything's going wrong for you. So there are jinxes, and there are curses, and there are black magic. And there may be a slight difference between all of these situations. Gypsy, come here. Stop wafting me with your tail. Sit. Good girl. Stay. Stay. Good girl. Yes, stay. You stay. Good girl. Kiss. Yeah. Okay, so that aside, if you do feel that you have been cursed, or if that somebody may also just have a malevolent gaze, there are some people who actually do have the evil eye, as we might call it. And I've met these people a couple of times, and their gaze and their negativity actually affects your reality in some way. So a quite common occurrence of this is somebody who is willing you to have an accident in a car. So I was parking up once, and there was a woman standing in the street staring at me and going, "Oh, you're gonna crash that, you're gonna scratch the car." And it did actually happen, and it was the intensity of her, what I would call evil eye, that actually brought that reality into being. This has happened to me a couple of times. That serves you right. She fell off the table. Oh. Come here. You're all upset now. Now from your video. I'm not opening the door for you. You came in, you can stay in. Come here, Minna. Gypsy, you diva. Come on. Come up. Oh, they're everywhere. Okay. Don't fall off the table. Sit. So, where was I? It's not doing it, is it? Oh. Look, go and be like Mungo over there, just sleeping quietly. It's my professional appearance that's getting me subscribers, isn't it? Yay! Okay. So anyway, yeah, some people do actually have a malevolent gaze or a kind of evil eye. And so really you've got to have a stronger aura than their malevolence aimed in your direction, or just their pessimism really, rather than malevolence. So one thing I like to do is I've met people who something about their aura is quite negative, and they're not willingly sending you black magic, they're not willingly trying to do harm. It's just that you're caught up in their aura, they don't really think a lot of you, so you're kind of dragged into their reality, you know. So one thing you could do that would help that kind of situation is, one suggestion I have is to charm a piece of jewellery. And you may have noticed that I wear this ankh quite a lot. And this is what I have done with this ankh necklace. So if you can find an ankh, it's a very nice protective symbol. Alternatively, you could use some kind of crucifix or cross symbol, or you can use other symbols or maybe crystals that have protective qualities. And what you do is you charm your necklace, your piece of jewellery, to protect you from negative energy. And what you do to do this is cast a circle, and as you go about the circle, state your intention, ask the directions to help me please in creating a protection charm. And then in the centre of the circle you want some protective crystals or protective trees or flowers. So these are things like rowan, elder, you could use crystals like turquoise, black tourmaline, black obsidian, or black quartz, smoky quartz. Anything that means protection to you, you can use a white or a blue candle, and if you want you can anoint that candle with protective oils. So these are things like rosemary, lemon, mint, and yeah, once you set your circle, what you want in the centre of your circle is a bowl of water and a dish of salt. And what you do is you put the salt into the water, and then using your finger, draw down higher energy and dip it into the salty water. And say this charm: water is healing and salt is pure. Keep me safe and protected sure. Guard me in mind from any harm while I keep this sacred charm. Bad energy turn away from me. Send it back so none need flee. And it harm none, so mote it be. And then you'll place your charm in the salty water, and you can leave it there for a little while, maybe while the candle burns a little, and while you're doing this you can meditate on the charm and see it sending back negative energy, see it being a protective symbol. And then when you close your circle, you can take your charm and you can wear it in situations where you feel people may have the evil eye against you, or people have some kind of bane and bone with you, really. And it gives you a little bit of self-confidence, and it also does work. I've seen people who had a sort of negative eye and they couldn't come near me when I was wearing this. In fact, I found myself quite often just twiddling it in their direction, and it did actually work. It did actually keep their negative energy away from me. So this is a lovely little charm to make or to do, and you can make your own charm. You could use rowan sticks. I've made a video about that. Rowan is very protective, and a common charm was to bind a rowan cross with red thread and then keep that on your person or wear it around your neck. So I've mentioned a few crystals and I've mentioned a few herbs and oils that can be protective. And you can wear these, you can charm these. Another thing I'm wearing is a Celtic knot ring. And this is the same principle in that a Celtic knot catches and entangles in an endless knot negative energy so that it cannot come near you. And this tangling in a knot, this is what they would paint gypsy vardos with bright coloured patterns and bright coloured colours, yes. And this was the similar kind of protecting your home ideology. And so yeah, the Celtic knot and all kind of knot symbolism is a magic of sorts to entangle any ill will and to entangle any black magic coming at you, and any bad luck coming at you. Now, as we're talking about gypsies, I can also say that I was reading recently Patrick Jasper Lee, who is a Romani shaman. I was reading his book, I've got it here, Coming Home to the Trees. This is a lovely little book, and he is a good author. I definitely recommend this, and We Borrow the Earth, and he's written some novels as well, though I've not read those. Anyway, he was saying that in the Romani tradition we have spirits inhabiting our home, and to live in a chaotic home, to have objects in our home that are particularly unused and neglected, possibly second hand, they may have spirits attached to them. And these spirits may actually bring bad luck into your home. And this spirit of neglect and dirt and chaos and, second-hand objects that have been left in your attic from previous tenants, those kind of spooky items, they bring in a spirit called Mikado. And he is a mischievous spirit. He is a malevolent spirit. And so, it's like having poltergeist activity in your house. It's like having a negative and evil spirit that you've drawn in through objects, through the spirit of objects, basically. So that is another suggestion, is to go through your house and make sure that you're not hoarding lots of old and second-hand items, to clear out anything that doesn't belong to you, that may be sat in dark corners drawing in negative spirits. Because these spirits can actually jinx your life. They can actually bring bad luck into your home. So this is another thing to be aware about your environment, and it's along the principles of feng shui, really. To make sure that your environment is harmonious and to invite in the positive spirits of the home and not those negative spirits that lurk in dark corners. Another charm, we'll call it a charm, another charm regarding tangling bad spirits. That was very loud. She's licking her tail. Oi, oi, shh, shh. So another charm for entangling bad spirits, which is quite common, is to use a witch's bottle. And in this witch's bottle, you put as many small threads as possible. Traditionally, these are the threads that have been left over from all your sewing projects. So every time you cut a little bit of thread, you would put it in a jar or in a bottle. And the idea of these tangled threads, you put them in your windowsill, you can hide them in your home somewhere, and they will tangle up any negative energy sent to you. And I'm particularly fond of this one. I quite like putting some... Have you finished? Some tangled threads in a window. Gypsy, I'm going to disturb you. I am. Go away, thank you. Go lie over there and sleep. Oh, I know, it's because you're annoying. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, that's the whole idea of entangling. That can be used in magic too. So these are like preventative measures, sort of aimed at keeping evil eyes away from you. And there are quite a lot of evil eye charms. I really like the evil eye charm. This has been used for centuries. And anything that's been used for centuries is imbued with a lot of power. Just through regular use and regular thought form attached to those charms. So another thing you could do is to protect your home by washing your windows and your doors down with vinegar and lemon juice and salt. One thing you can do is you can go around your house and place a layer of salt at each window and each door and each opening into your home, and leave it there overnight, and then the next day you can hoover up that salt, clean it up, make sure you discard it away from your house. And this is a very good way of ridding your home and your life of any kind of baneful magic or any malevolent spirits. So another thing you can do is the freezer spell if you're being particularly bothered by somebody who, you know who it is, and they are causing you strife, is the common or garden freezer spell. And this is quite effective. And what you do is you write somebody's name on a piece of paper, you put it in a jar of water. Don't fill the jar totally with water, obviously it will expand. And then you put their name in a freezer. And the idea is that you can freeze their malevolent spells, their nuisance, their kind of annoyance towards you. You freeze all of that influence they may have on you. And this is quite a good one. If you ever need to get rid of the spell in your freezer, I find that having done the spell, I don't mind if it's thawed out and I then throw away the bottle, because the act of freezing in the first place was usually enough. So finally, I'm going to offer you one spell. If you do feel that somebody you know who you know is into witchcraft has been aiming black magic at you, then you can do this spell. But one word of caution: if you are not absolutely 100% sure that somebody has done black magic and you know who it is, then do not send black magic or return curses to a particular person. For a start, they may not be the person who is guilty, and you may be mistaken that they are sending you black magic. It could be somebody else, or it could be that they're not sending you the curses that you think they are. So if you're ever in any doubt, don't name a person, just send it back to whoever is sending this magic. So having said that, a spell to return black magic and curses is to take a small mirror. And this is the only mirror I have to demonstrate. So a small vanity mirror, something that you can get rid of. You don't want to keep it around once you've done the spell. So just a small vanity kind of mirror. And mirrors are great for returning black magic. In fact, if you find yourself in a negative environment, putting small mirrors facing outwards from your home or in your hearth, in your living room, somewhere around your house, just with the intent of deflecting negative energy, is a great and powerful magic in itself. But having said that, my cat is now lying on the mirror. I have the mirror. Why have you put it? It's a fairy girl. Fairy girl. There it is. Thank you. Gypsy. Annoying to take. Okay, so take a mirror and you want to cast a circle, cast it with a shins. And then take the mirror around the circle and face it away at each and every quarter. And as you do this, you can say 3 times a charm that was taught to me. And the charm is, I'll aim it this way so I'm not aiming it particularly in your face. Let's read. So you say the charm: I turn thy evil back to thee, that thou shalt learn and thou shalt see, by the sacred 3 times 3, by the sacred tree. And you say this 3 times, and when you have done with the mirror, leave the circle and take the mirror and bury it face down away from your home. Bury it face down at the foot of a tree. A large and powerful tree is all the better. And ask the help of the dark goddess and the nature spirits under the jurisdiction of the dark goddess to help you in your spell to turn away all baneful and black magic. And then you bury the mirror face down and you walk away and you do not look back. And with the spell you are negating any black and harmful magic that may be coming at you. Now you may notice that I've not named anybody in this spell, and I have not sent a curse back to that person. I've sent their own energy back to a person that they may be wiser and that they may learn and that they may see the errors of their ways. And this is the best way to send back any cursing. Therefore you're not doing harm. You are simply deflecting any negative energy that is being sent from somebody else, and you're asking that they learn to be wiser and learn the error of their ways. And I would say that this is the best way to deal with any black magic or curse that you feel may be coming towards you. So that's it. I can't think of anything else to add. If you've got anything to add in the comments below, that would be great, about what you would do towards any negative magic or jinxes or curses. So I hope you found that some use and that it was of interest to you. As I say, don't worry too much about people sending black magic to you. A lot of people are just trying to scare you. A lot of times you are just being led up the garden path either by yourself or somebody else. And sometimes it's just a malevolent kind of spirit that can be easily deflected if you are in a positive and strong state of mind. As I've said before, fear draws fear, so remain positive. Cat fur. Remain positive and remain strong. And if you feel protected, then you will 90% of the time be protected. Don't let people have power over you, and don't believe that people have that kind of power over you. And that is 90% of the challenge, really. So I hope you found that some interest or use to you. Don't worry too much about black magic. Don't draw that in by your own negative state of mind. And yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for your likes and subscribes. And I hope to speak to you all again soon. Cheers, bye. That's from me and Gypsy. Gypsy, bye. Ready? Okay, give me a wave. Wave. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. And the camera. Oh, she knows what goes on. Good girl. Yes, you've got fans. Cheers.